Ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, hello and welcome to Carry On. I'm Calmputer and this is surprisingly fun. There are issues with the game, to be sure, and I'll get into those in a bit, but on the surface, it's a really refreshing take on the you play as a baddie genre, and I'm surprised no one has tried this particular take before. In short, this is a cross between Metroidvania and The Thing. You play as a monster that has just broken out of containment, and now it's time to find food, take revenge, and get out of here. In that order. Eating humans or creating or interacting with nerve clusters will restore biomass, which is also your health. As you play through the game, you unlock the ability to take on larger and larger sizes, and with a larger size comes slower speed and new abilities to unlock. However, going up in size means you can no longer use the abilities you could at a smaller size. So to use some abilities you have to shrink, either through depositing biomass in special pools or getting hurt enough that you naturally reduce in size. And this will come into play plenty of times in the game's puzzles. And boy are there puzzles. Quite a few of them require no actual combat to finish, but I still found many puzzles frustrating. For instance, one particular puzzle required me to throw a web at a lever through some bars. And I had completely forgotten that the smaller form had that ability, because I'd been in a large form for so long at that point. And that is my main concern with the game. It is incredibly short. It took me 2 to 3 hours to finish the game, and another hour or so to completionist it. Wait, can you verb completionist like that? No idea. Which means you don't get to spend too much time with any one ability until you get a new one to experiment with. So it is very possible to completely miss some of the nuance and niche usage of a particular ability, and then you encounter a puzzle that requires you to know about that niche usage to progress, and you don't. There's also no real stealth in the game, which I feel should be a staple for a game like this. You can't seem to do anything silently. You open a door while out of sight, and the enemies inside will immediately notice you, even though if an NPC opens the door, they don't react at all. You cannot take off vent covers without ripping them apart loudly, and you can't hang down a tentacle to pull someone up into the ceiling while no one is looking. In fact, the very moment you break out of containment, everyone starts screaming and running around. And early on, NPCs will react to you entering an area even though they have no way to actually see or hear you. And I've had enemies try to shoot me through walls because they knew exactly where I was. Also, while you can destroy light sources, it has zero impact on gameplay. There's generally just no stealth. I was looking forward to doing a no-kill run where I'm just an innocent flesh beast that just wants to go home, but I don't think that's possible. No areas I have encountered so far require you to kill any humans, only drones, androids and mech suits, but plenty of rooms are full of armed humans that have no regard for their own safety. Actually no, I did have to kill a few humans by mind-controlling them, and there's no way to do that without also killing them. So sadly, a no-kill run is impossible at this point. So anyway, it's short, between 3 and 5 hours, and costs about $20, and honestly doesn't have all that much replay value. There are no different playstyles you can choose. As mentioned, I would have liked stealth to be more viable, or perhaps a way to finish the game using only a small form or medium form, or having different solutions to puzzles based on the form you like. Some areas require you to go from small to large form, and if you've already killed all of the humans in the area, the only thing you have to rely on is your nerve clusters / save points. And I found that they don't always increase my size as they should. Not sure what's up with that. Might just be a bug at this point. Also, on the same note, enemies do not respawn, ever. So if you backtrack to the beginning of the game, you get to see exactly how devastating your rampage through the facility has been. However, the developers have released a kind of patch on their Discord server that unlocks a pseudo New Game Plus. There's a link in the description to their Discord as well as a note of which room it is in. And just in case, I also uploaded the file to my Google Drive for you. You just need to replace one text file in one of the game's folders and you're all set. What it actually does is unlock all abilities at the beginning of the game to let you play around all you want. I don't know if you'll be able to unlock the achievements for the abilities if you already have said abilities though. So just do that after you've finished the game, maybe? Speaking of achievements, most are unmissable, but this is a Metroidvania, so there are upgrades that you can't get the first time you go through an area. So you have to backtrack for those, and there's no map. I get that it makes sense that a flesh beast doesn't have any mapping skills, but in a game like this, suspension of disbelief comes with the territory. A big part of the story is that you create these nerve clusters that also act as save points. What if the in-game map was not actually of the facility, but a map of how far you have spread so far? That would make a kind of sense, because every time you create a new nerve cluster, that's still part of you, in theory. There is a way to get a sense of your surroundings, but it's extremely limited. It's called echolocation, and it will show you the general direction you need to go next for the story, and it will also show you nearby bodies that you can eat in a pinch. However, it is of zero help when backtracking to earlier areas. With all that said, I think it's a refreshing take on the Metroidvania genre. There have been many games where you play as a baddie or a monster. TIE Fighter comes to mind, of course. Check out my Let's Play. Hint hint, nudge nudge. There is also the possibly still upcoming Paradise Lost First Contact, where you play as an intelligent plant, which is more focused on stealth. But this is the first time I felt like I was genuinely just an unthinking mass of tentacles and teeth, hell-bent on the destruction of every other biological or mechanical moving thing. It has a really unique art style and looks suitably unnerving and disgusting, and you are as overpowering and inexorable as I imagine a giant monster should be. It's a power fantasy, twisted though it is, and yet the game has some really good balancing as well. I think it may be a bit pricey for how short it is, but that's a subjective thing and a judgment you have to make for yourself, and despite how much I gripe about how it could be more, I really enjoyed my time with it. It doesn't outstay its welcome, except maybe for the times I got lost and kept running around in circles, and I'm also hugely impressed that the entire game is only 150 megabytes in size. Huge props for that. And with that, ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, I've been Calmputer, this has been Carrion. Check it out, and thank you for watching.